the world's greatest fry cook do this?
Hey yo, what's up? How you doing, people? How you feeling? Hope you enjoying your day. Whether you're just getting your day started. You know, I like to tune into these type of melodies to start my morning. I start my morning rarely early, very early. You know, I'm up at about 3:30 a.m. Have to be at work at 4:30 a.m. And at this stage of my life, this is a commitment that I made, and I'm enjoying the journey. You know, I like to get that fresh air in the morning, that beautiful sunrise. Actually jog from the parking lot to the terminal every morning, and I love going into a space where the people are moving, shaking, going to different places from all over the world. So for me, you know, a lot of people may look at what I do as minuscule. You know, that man of my age, you know, in this position, but I actually feel like it is a blessing in disguise, and that's kind of right up my alley. But today's conversation really isn't really about this topic here. It is more about, you know, what I call futuristic therapy. You know, looking towards the future. As I say, you know, we have the now. This is the only thing that's real. Everything else is an illusion. It's like a dream, right? And what I mean is like, okay, if you dwell in the past, is it real? No, we are occupying the lifetime that we have, that we are burning the energy, the focus, the time that we have been granted in the now, dwelling or investing on the past matters. And I'm not saying that it isn't good to go into the root, but when you go to the roots, when you go into the past, it's to gain understanding. It's got a purpose, you know. It's not to dwell there. It's not a vacation place. It's not a place to dwell. But it's a place to go for exploration, to explore, learn, gain knowledge, understanding. And then you use that as a building block to get forward to your destination, your determination. What you have determined your purpose is, your mission, and your determination to do it. So, yes, the past has its place. Your roots are important. But it's more about the offspring. It's a balance between the tree of knowledge and the tree of life. Knowledge of the past and the offspring that will live here after you. And I mean this in at least a double entendre, meaning in a sense of your children, but also your work, your creation. Procreation, yes, this is a matter of conceiving children, but also conceiving your life work, which is directed towards the Most High. Giving insight into future generations about their heritage, their history, their divinity. So it is important for us to have an understanding about the purpose of therapy. therapy is, I would say, even a little bit more. It's not exactly like a healing process, even though you need to use therapy to heal. But therapy is more of like cleansing, meditation, fasting, prayer. It has to do with maintaining a certain equilibrium or balance of life. And so if you out of balance, right? If you feel like your life is chaotic, it's out of balance, then you need to take time to focus on what matters, what you want to materialize, what you want to see come into fruition. A lot of people say manifest, but this is like to appear as, to manifest. Whereas what you really want to do is to realize, to make real something that was conceptualized. And again, that's a double entendre. Conception, something that is born within the brain, and understanding, the ability to conceive, but also to conceive as in being procreative in terms of producing children, offspring. So I say all that to say is that the concept of futuristic therapy is focused on, where is this leading you to? Where is this taking you? Because if you occupy your time creating, that is therapy. You're taking your energy and you're using it in a constructive manner. You're channeling it into a constructive matter, and then what you can then do is have an impression on others and have purpose that is attached to their art. Right? So for an example, a part of my therapeutic exercises that I plan to practice frequently and more frequently as I continue to grow into my golden ages, right? I love to explore the world, right? I love to travel, but not only just to travel, but to go to specific places, that gives insight to not only the world we live in, the history of the world, the true history of the world. Because we have been given the opportunity to live, like I said, the now, here in this wonderful creation. And who else could have realized this other than a God? A wonderful mind, a wonderful creative essence, whether it's a combination or a compilation of spirits in making a oneness, or it's two deities making one, or if it was one deity, whatever it is. We have been gifted this experience. And with all that said, you have to think about, no matter how you got here, you're here. If you're healthy, you're blessed. You're wealthy. Now it is just up to you to decide how to fulfill your purpose and live a fulfilling life. And the truth is we may have an ego the size of a space shuttle. where we think that we can explore the corners of the earth, conquer the world, gain enormous sums of wealth and objects, brilliant brands, and all the glitters and glamours of things. But it will come a point in time where you realize these things are meaningless in the eyes of truth. What really matters is the very simple, most basic understanding that we're microorganisms. Once we look down and see the clouds as oceans, when the clouds are the floors, we're just microorganisms from that perspective. And so when we put things into perspective, from the earth up, yeah, we may have a grand ego, but from the upper view down, we have no choice but to have a humble perspective. So with these last 3 minutes here, I want to kind of sum this up as to say, listen, you got one life to live, right? And it's every man's and woman's decision, which is a decision that should be made with the highest honor, to give their faith to something. And whatever you give your soul to, make sure that you explore the terms and conditions of those who are making the offer. But because some people will tell you what to believe, and some people will challenge you to get to know. And I'm one who will tell you to get to know this world for yourself. You see, like I said, the past is a figment of our memory, and the future is a figment of our imagination. But what is real is the now. And right now, I am deciding to record this podcast to offer to whoever who has an ear to listen, who may need these words of encouragement. Right? There is no purpose for light without the darkness. And darkness is not the villain in the story of light. You see, you need the shade in order for the shine to exist. It's a coexistence. You understand? It is a coexistence. So you have to understand the good and the bad aspects of life. But in the end, is it really good and bad, or is it truth? Is it is what it is? You know what I mean? Nature is beautiful, yes, but it is also vicious, because we're all food at the end of it all. In between time, we've been granted something, and it is up to you whether you want to spend time in the past or spending time working towards what you want to see come into fruition here in the future. So plan your life. Write. Be true to your inspiration, whether you are writing to God or God is writing to you. Be true to your inspiration. A lot of times you may have these thoughts come to you in the middle of the night and say, you know what, I will remember tomorrow when I get up to write these things or write the subject. And no, you will